All right, let's talk about a feeling we've all had, but maybe we don't have a name for it. That sudden, totally out-of-nowhere rage you feel over something tiny? We're going to call it the exploding soda of petulant rage.
You know the feeling, right? You're just trying to go about your day, and something completely minor happens. Your earbuds are a tangled mess, or you can't find your keys, and you just snap. You feel this insane surge of anger that is just way, way bigger than the actual problem. So what is the deal with that? Why does it happen?
Well, this whole thing kicks off with the tiniest trigger. It's that one little annoyance that somehow opens the floodgates to this just wave of frustration.
And believe it or not, there's actually a word for this. It's petulant. It's not just regular anger. It's a specific kind of cranky, almost childish annoyance that pops up over small stuff. You know, the kind of thing that feels super real in the moment, but later you might feel kind of silly about it.
So, how do we make sense of this? The source material for this explainer has this fantastic metaphor that I think you're gonna love. It's called the exploding soda theory.
And here's the secret. That big explosion of anger, it's not really about the tangled earbuds. That's just the last little thing. The real cause is a trail of crumbs, a whole history of little frustrations leading up to that moment.
I want you to picture your emotional state like a can of soda. So maybe yesterday at work you had a really annoying meeting. That's one shake of the can. Then later, you had a weird, tense phone call with a friend that just kind of hung in the air, unresolved. That's another shake. This morning, you got stuck in traffic, someone cut you off, a few more shakes. By the time you get to those earbuds, that internal soda can of yours is already fizzing, it's pressurized, and it is right at the breaking point.
So, here's the crucial point. Your anger isn't an overreaction. Not really. It's an accumulation. The can was already shaken up and ready to blow. That final, tiny trigger is just the thing that pops the tab. The explosion was coming one way or another. The earbuds just had the bad luck of being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Okay, but here's where the story gets a little more complex. What happens when we're the ones shaking our own soda can, even when we know we shouldn't be?
Just think about this. Sometimes we're facing a really big life decision, right? And deep down, we know what the right move is. But what do? We avoid it. We keep poking at the problem, stirring the pot, basically shaking the can ourselves. Why do we do that?
It sets up this huge internal conflict. On one hand, you know the truth. You know what you need to do. But on the other hand, you kind of dance around it. You might go ask for advice from people you know are going to tell you exactly what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. It's like you're willingly adding more stress, more frustration to your own life. You're shaking your own can.
But here's the surprising twist. This little dance we do, it's not always just self-sabotage. Sometimes by going down all the wrong paths, by hearing all the bad advice, we accidentally make the right answer even clearer. It's like it brightens the light on the path we were trying to avoid. We basically exhaust all the other options until only the truth is left.
I just love this quote. It fits so perfectly. Even a shadow has to move to find the light. It kind of suggests that all that dancing around, all that exploring the wrong answers, it's a necessary part of the process. It's the movement you have to make to finally step into the light and make that right choice. Okay, so we get the build-up. We even get our own role in it. So now what? What do we do with all this? That brings us to the final part. How to turn that explosive anger into something with a real purpose. First off, it's so important to remember your anger is valid. It's real. It comes from all that accumulated pressure. But you also have to realize that to an outsider, say the person who saw you lose it over a tangled cord, it can look completely crazy and undeserved. They didn't see the can being shaken for days. They only saw the final explosion. And this is why this next idea is absolutely key. If you just let that anger fly without any direction, you end up with what the source calls a meaningless resolution. Yeah, you get a little bit of release for a second, but nothing actually gets solved. The pressure is just going to start building all over again. So how can we do this better? It really comes down to 3 steps. First, acknowledge the pressure. See your anger for what it is, a signal that the can has been shaken way too much. Second, control the release. Don't just let it burst out over the next small thing. Take a breath. Don't just pop the tab wildly. And finally, and this is the big one, act with purpose.
Take all that powerful energy and aim it at the real problems, the things that were shaking the can to begin with.
And at the end of the day, that's the big takeaway here. That explosive, petulant rage, it's just energy. It's a really powerful force. It can be totally wasted on yelling at your phone, or you can channel it into making real, important changes in your life. So the next time you feel that pressure building, the question isn't if the can will open, but how. Your anger is energy. What are you going to do with it?